All right, so today we are talking about a trade rumor between the Edmonton Oilers and the Maple Leafs. I think that they might make sense as trade partners, in my opinion, because the Edmonton Oilers probably could use a right shot D, although, to be fair, every team could use a right shot D because they're so difficult to find. I'm not sure how Oilers fans are going to feel about this, because my opinion on Liljegren, I'm just very, very up and down on him. He's a first-round pick. He fell in the draft. He's never been able to find his footing in Toronto in terms of, a true top four type defenseman. He's the type of guy where he's okay in bottom pair minutes, and it's just kind of what he is, and he's just never been able to maximize his potential into a 3 or 4 defenseman. I'm not expecting him to be necessarily a top pair, but I thought he was going to be a little bit better than a bottom pair D. Now, I'm not saying he can't ever get to that, right? But you have to understand the Maple Leafs re-signed him, I believe, for about $3 million. I'm going to put his contract up on the screen. And I'm not sure if the Oilers would want to pay him that. I guess from the perspective of the Maple Leafs or the Oilers or whoever might trade for Liljegren, it might make sense that you think, well, maybe he could be more. The reason that he got paid that much is for potential, right? He's still not very old. He's still a pretty good player. He still skates well, and he can handle the puck well. And when you have a player like that, a lot of teams don't necessarily want to give up on him. Players like this just tend to get more and more and more chances. Even a Travis Dermott was kind of the same way, but not nearly as much, because when you're a right-hand D, you'll get lots of chances to succeed. But I'm just not convinced he's necessarily as good as some people think he is. I'm just settling into the fact that he might be a bottom pair defenseman, right? And a bottom pair defenseman getting paid $3 million, is that a little bit too much? The Leafs have Philippe Myers, and they have Hakanpää and guys like that, and the Leafs need cap space. And the Edmonton Oilers do need a right shot D, and it probably wouldn't be that expensive to acquire him, although I'm not really sure about the Edmonton Oilers cap position. Obviously this is just speculative, but you look at, I don't know, Derek Ryan, Matthias Janmark. I'm not really sure if the Leafs would necessarily be interested in their other centers. Obviously Edmonton would never trade Nugent Hopkins. Obviously he's really good. McDavid, Draisaitl, that's never happening. So the Leafs would probably just want to, pretty much give him away. I think that the Leafs are going to be making a trade recently that is essentially just going to be giving a player away just for cap space. And you never know, they might want to add something to the deal to possibly be able to, sweeten the deal to give a player away. Because the Leafs need cap space, and this is how it's just going to be, man. When you don't manage your cap properly, I've said this in my other trade rumor videos, that this is what happens, unfortunately, but here we are. Now, from the Edmonton Oilers' perspective, you could make the argument that maybe they want to shoot a little bit higher than this, and really, because they got Evan Bouchard, who is, he's been real good. His stats are amazing. I didn't think Evan Bouchard was going to be as good as he is right now, but he's really blossomed into a pretty good defenseman, in my opinion. Evan Bouchard is almost what I was hoping Timothy Liljegren would be, but, that hasn't worked out, obviously. Now, I do have some, Leaf fans that I follow on Twitter and other fans that I talk to that, this is the year where Timothy Liljegren's going to explode. And I hope they're right, but I'm pretty skeptical, because I've been saying that every single year. This is the year. And I don't know, it just never happens. Now, the good thing about Timothy Liljegren, though, I will say one thing, is that he has a decent amount of offensive ability. He's pretty good offensively. He tends to score points. You give him some minutes. He's such a weird player, because he'll start up the season so well, and you're like, all right, this is the season. He's got 19 points in 30 games or whatever, and this is the season. He's gonna really, really blossom, and he just kind of starts to slow down and it just run. I don't know what it is, run out of gas by the end of the season, and then next thing you know, he's getting scratched in the playoffs, and you're like, dude, what the hell is going on? And obviously, to be fair, this has frustrated the player too, because I was watching, I think it was the Leaf Report, and they were talking about Timothy Liljegren, and they were alluding to the fact that he was even frustrated that he was, getting scratched in the playoffs, this and that. But to be fair around that, like, you have to actually be able to play good. You can't just expect to get a spot. Like, at the end of the day, if you're playing good, the coach is going to put you in the lineup, right? They're not going to keep you out if you're adding value. So the reason he's getting scratched is for a reason. Like, Sheldon Keefe, the Leafs' old coach, isn't an idiot. I mean, I wasn't the hugest fan of his, but I understand why he was getting scratched in the playoffs. Anyways, it does kind of suck if he gets traded, but I do honestly just think that it is what it is. Like, I truly do just think that, you're just going to have to move on from one of these players. So it's going to be like Kampf. Yarncroc has absolutely been in the rumor mill, and now we have Liljegren, and the Leafs are going to make a trade. I have a sneaking suspicion that it is just going to be kind of like a smaller trade, like when they traded Sam Lafferty or something like that. I wouldn't mind something a little bigger, like I said before, like getting some kind of centerman would be great. Even I know they want to try, or William Nylander there. I like William Nylander. He's really good. He's a good player. I'm worried about his offense drying up, as I said before, and I don't know, you can give me your opinions on that. I'm just a little worried about his offense in that, once you take your best winger, and he's performed pretty good in the playoffs, it worries you a little bit for what he's going to be in if you put him in center in the playoffs, because he'll have so many more defensive responsibilities. But I don't know, man. Tell me what you guys think. Tell me why I'm wrong. Tell me why I'm right. Give me your opinions as usual. I'm going to leave the video there. Thanks for watching along, guys, and have a great day. Goodbye.